Good evening. This is Brian Shannon speaking from Alpha Trends Blogspot. Today is June 5th. It's Monday, and my prior video is missing somewhere on Google servers. And so let's just quickly recap and look at some ideas for tomorrow. I'm not going to repeat what I did before. If that video becomes available, I will post it again. The NASDAQ obviously had a very bad day. The whole market had a bad day. And that shouldn't have been really too much of a surprise. We were looking at support at yesterday, that is Friday's lows near 39.30. And what I was mentioning was that the beginnings of a downtrend looked like they were starting to take shape because we had seen that lower high. Once that lower high was matched with a lower low, that's when the real trouble began for the market, and that's when we saw the bulk of the selling occur. And it looks like, going back to the Qs, let's take a look at that NASDAQ 100 again before I switch to the mid caps. It looks like the Qs are probably headed for a test down under 38. This level is at about 37.30 is where this upper trend line comes in, this uptrending line. And I think that's probably where we're going to eventually see this market go. As far as looking at the mid caps, the MDY, this is still in a bullish uptrend, although obviously recently we've seen things get a little bit worse in there, and it looks like that market is at least headed for a test. I would bet probably close to 134. And there, I look through a lot of stocks each day at the end of each day, and today I found it very difficult to find anything that I could justify as being bullish looking. The best I could come up with, just in case we do see some upside action for whatever reason tomorrow, is CRESY, C-R-E-S-Y. On a daily chart, it's found support above this 10-day moving average, at least for now. And looking at a 10-minute time frame, I think that if it can get back above 1475, we would see a little bit of further strength and stop below there. I'll bet you the stock probably just goes through that level tomorrow, and we never even get a chance to see that strength materialize. FVE, if I could type it in properly, is in a pretty good little uptrend here. On a daily time frame, it pulled back. Now I think that if on this 10-minute time frame it pulled back, I think if it can get back above 1135, you could put your stop underneath this 1126.25 level. So maybe you risk about a dime, although it's a 5-star quality care company. I don't know what they do, but it doesn't sound like a stock that could be something that's going to really get up and run higher for us. New York, this is some kind of casino play. NY is the symbol. Nice breakout there on some volume. It pulled back, tested that prior level of resistance. Looks like it's acting as support. And on the 10-minute time frame, looks like it's now got to get above, I would say maybe even just above to this afternoon's highs at 620, and then maybe add a little bit to it if it can get above this high here at about 627. And I would say your stop, worst case stop, goes under $6 a share. Onto the short side, NASDAQ, NDAQ, real nice defined downtrend here. The weekly time frame obviously broke through some important support there. It's breaking down. Now in the daily time frame, we've got a nice series of lower highs that have been coming in lower lows. Now if we get another lower low, it's going to take it below this 2730 level or so. And looking at a 10-minute time frame, it looks like it broke below some pretty important support for the short term at about 30. So ideally what I'd like to see is a rally up towards that 30, and then we'd like to sell it short as it's coming back down, because if we don't want to sell it short on the way up to 30, because maybe it just keeps going like we saw on ENDP last week. Teva Pharmaceuticals, TEVA, another stock that's in a very nice defined downtrend here, and no reason to look for a turnaround in here. It broke this little short-term uptrend line. I think, again, we want to hopefully see a little bit of a rally, maybe get up as high as 37.20, and then see it start to roll back over, and that's what we would want to be able to get short that stock. VeriSign has experienced this rally over the last couple weeks up to this level of prior support. Looks like it might be acting as resistance on a weekly time frame. We can see it's broken an important uptrend line, and looks like it's probably got some pretty good room on the downside. So looking at a 10-minute time frame now, we can see it looks like it's just starting to turn back lower. So even on a little bit of strength towards 2260, I think even around these areas, your stop could go above 2270 or so. And I think there's a good opportunity for a short sale there. It's finding a little bit of, it's on this little uptrend line, so maybe you want to just wait and see how it opens. If it opens around 2260 or if it rallies up towards there and then starts heading back down, then I think it would make a good candidate for the downside. Blood, BLUD. I am short this stock. I've been short since Friday, and it looks like it's starting to do exactly what it's supposed to do. A stock like this rallies up to a prior level of support. That support becomes resistance. Takes a few days for the sellers to regain control. In here, it made this lower high. Now, today it made a lower low, so I think this stock still could accelerate to the downside nicely, and I think it could probably at least retest these lows down near 16.5. So maybe good for another dollar or so. If you're in it already, I would say stop above 18, and I'm in it right now, so we'll continue to monitor that one. CNC is another stock that is on the daily time frame, weekly time frame here rather. It broke this little uptrend line. Now it looks like it's consolidating a little bit on the daily time frame. It made a lower high below that declining 50-day moving average, and on a 10-minute time frame, come on, let's get this chart back up here. Let's try a half hour or an hour. Okay, on the 10-minute time frame. The 10-minute time frame doesn't want to pop up for us here. I'm going to keep this video intentionally short because I'm uploading it to YouTube because I don't trust Google right now. Speaking of Google, let's take a look if maybe that's a good idea to sell the stock short based on that. I'm kidding, of course, because it's that you never sell a stock short for emotional reasons, just as you would never buy a stock for emotional reasons. But Google is showing lower highs on the weekly, and it's finding support along this trend line. If it breaks below there, there is a possibility that this stock could be in some big trouble. Although I think you've got to go with puts for Google because it's too risky of a stock to be trading the stock itself. There's CNC. Now, if we look at CNC on the 10-minute time frame, we've had a little bit of support along this trend line in here. Now, if we can get a little bit of a rally, somewhere in here, if we can sell the stock short, I think your stop goes above this level here at about 26.50, and it looks like CNC could drop back down towards probably the 25 level or so. So I think you've got maybe $1 of downside, and maybe about if we can get a short on a little rally, maybe we've got about 20 or 30 cents risk. So nice risk reward if we can get it. Again, I continue to stress that this market is high risk. I'm finding it very difficult to find anything that looks suitable for the long side. It looks like we're probably going to go down and test this level. I hope we do it quickly. I hope we can do it maybe all at once tomorrow, kind of wash all the sellers out, and then start to rebuild and see what pops up as far as bullish charts go. But take it very easy. Be quick to sell first, ask questions later, and burden of proof still remains on the buyers. This market's in a downtrend. It's guilty till proven innocent. My name is Brian Shannon. Thanks again for viewing my blog. Apologize about the missing video. I'll try and find it and get it posted when I can. And good luck with your trading tomorrow. Be disciplined. Thank you.